Okay, happy Friday and welcome to our third grade strings concert. I know you're very excited to hear our third grade musicians just like me, led by Ms. Clemans and Ms. Jaques. They're here. I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Clemans to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do this morning.
Hello everybody. We are so excited to have everyone here as an audience for our first concert. These are the students in the third grade who have chosen to play a string instrument this year. And I know that they all look the same, the instruments, but they're actually two different types of instruments being played today, violin and viola. So they'll be playing the same thing for this year, but in the future, the violins will go on to play some more high notes, and the violas will go on to play some more low notes. So you can kind of think about violin and viola is going to be your choice when you're in the third grade. Speaking of that, can second graders, can you raise your hands just so I can see where you are? Okay, so second graders, you should watch this concert especially closely because this could be a choice for you for next year if you would like to participate in strings and learn the songs that we're doing. The first half of the year, we spend plucking on our instruments, and there's a fancy Italian word for plucking, and I'd like you all to try it. It's called pizzicato. Everybody try that word. Exactly. And that means when we pluck our string with the finger. So you're going to see us plucking the strings for all the songs at the beginning of this concert. In the second half of the year, we'll be using this thing called the bow, and you'll see one student who is already an expert at the bow using it later on in the concert. But right now, we're going to start off by plucking or doing pizzicato on two warm-ups, up and down the D and up and down the A, two different strings that are found on both violins and violas. And I think you'll notice the D string notes sound great, and the A string notes sound very similar, but I think you might notice that the A string notes sound a little higher. So we'll play the D string notes first, and then see, when we switch to the A string, see if you notice that they sound a little higher. Higher notes on the second string that we play. The A string's much higher. Okay, so thank you, hands down. We are now going to play a song that only uses the note D and the note A. Those strings without any fingers on them. And we're going to use D, A, D to spell out the word dad. It's called the dad song. So enjoy the dad song. say what a fantastic audience you're being already. Very enthusiastic, but then like ready to listen for the next song, which is Hot Cross Buns, and it'll be all on the Thank you. We are now going to do a little musical magic with those two songs. Those two songs can actually be played, that song and Hot Cross Buns can be played at the same time. And sometimes songs like that are called partner songs. You may have done some partner songs in your general music class. So that song and Hot Cross Buns sound good together. And our little magic is going to be splitting our group in half. So this side is going to play Hot Cross Buns first. That side is going to play the dad song first. Then you're going to see the leaders switch places, and the students are going to switch which song they're playing. So enjoy our combo of dad song and Hot Cross Buns. Both songs were happening at the same time. Yeah, it's a nice combo with the piano as well. Okay, we have a song for you next that we're actually going to play 3 times. It's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The first time through, you're going to hear the entire group pizzicato plucking the song. The second time, you might not totally recognize Twinkle because Mrs. Jaques is going to be playing a very fancy version of it. It's called an obbligato. It has a very fancy name for a very fancy solo. And then you're going to hear a combination of the group plucking Twinkle, Mrs. Jaques playing her fancy obbligato, and a couple people playing with the bow. So again, if you're a second grader, watch both the plucking and the bowing because you'll be doing both next year. So Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
What other star?
And we're actually finishing with something that's kind of a third grade favorite, I would call it. It's a fiddle tune, and we call it the Cabbage song. And you'll hear the group plucking the tune of the Cabbage song. Then you're going to hear Mrs. Jaques play this time a different style of solo. This will be a very fiddly style solo. And then the last time through, you'll hear the group plugging, a couple people playing with the bow, and Mrs. Jaques playing a fancy solo all combined. So enjoy the Cabbage song. Thank you. You've been an amazing audience. I hope you enjoyed hearing those songs and that you're kind of thinking about whether maybe strings is something you want to do when you get to the third grade. So I'll hand it back over to Mr. McCann for dismissal.
Just want to say thank you one more time to our two teachers and all of our third grade musicians. That was incredible. You did such a good job. And for everyone in our audience, if you would just wait for your teacher to let you know that you're going to stand up and be dismissed, they'll come over in just a second. Happy Friday.